What's up guys, welcome to another Step Change Media car review. I'm Brandon and I'm seated on the inside of the new Volvo EX90. It's Volvo's flagship 7-seater luxury SUV and it's fully electric. It will cost you 2.6 million rand, which is asking for a lot, but you're getting quite a bit with the car. The car looks cool. And with that 2.6 million rand asking price, you're getting a comprehensive package that includes a 3-year 60,000 kilometer maintenance plan, a 5-year 100,000 kilometer warranty, an 8-year battery warranty, a 5-year roadside assistance, a Grid Cars Wallbox charger with installation, 2 years of free public charging, and a 10 gigabyte per month Vodacom data plan for 3 years. So you're getting quite a lot for your 2.6 million rand. On the exterior, it's very attractive as well. It draws a lot of attention on the road. Very attractive. It's very outstanding. It looks cool. It has a sleek and clean design, very modern and minimalistic. Ventless grille on the front with Volvo's badge. It has LED daytime running lights that's in the shape of Thor's hammer and they look very attractive. Those lights also open up and they expose the LED high beam light, so it looks very cool and it's very attractive. It rides on 22-inch alloys and that also looks very attractive. It has an aerodynamic design with some plastic bits on it. That's also, like I said, just to make it a bit more aerodynamic. It looks cool. In the front you also get in parking sensors. There's camera for the 360 view camera. There's a LiDAR sensor which is quite cool, and then there's also radar sensor which most cars have, but this is one of the first cars, it's actually the first car I think to have all three of those sensors to help you with the driving aids. Volvo is also well known for its safety and for being a family car, so I think it's very outstanding. The rollout for this car was also very exciting and it was quite cool. The marketing, they made a big hoo-ha about this car and it was very exciting. And it is a bit underwhelming now that the car is here, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it is a very special, it's a fully electric vehicle. It's very powerful. It has 910 Newton meters of torque and 380 kilowatts, so it's very fast. It's all-wheel drive, capable of launching from 0 to 100 in just 4.9 seconds. So the battery is a 111 kilowatt hour battery and it's situated on the floor of the vehicle, so well balanced car. Very powerful battery as well, and it does take a while to charge, although the battery is capable of charging up to 250 kilowatts, which is very fast. In South Africa, the fastest charger we have is 150 kilowatt, and I think there's only one of those in Cape Town. We are charging at the 74 kilowatt charger now, and it's at 65%, and it says that we have 25 minutes left to get to 90%. At 65%, it's telling me now that I have 340 kilometers driving range. So that's quite commendable. Volvo claims that you can get around 600 kilometers driving range, and most people will say that you can't get that. I feel like you can get that if you're driving consciously. Most of us, like journalists that are getting the car, we're obviously like blasting the car, putting our foot down and trying to show off the instant torque, which is, it's very cool. And obviously in the real world, you are going to use it, but not as much as and as unnecessarily as we do. The instant torque is amazing. I think it's cool that 0 to 100 time in 4.9 seconds doesn't really explain it. The torque is instant and the speed is quick. It helps you when you have to like turn onto an on-ramp where cars are going fast, so you feel very confident to slide onto the road and hit the speed, and you'll get up to like 60 very quickly. Yeah, this is the key that you get for the car. It's very small. You can also get an app on your phone to open the car, and you also get those NFC key cards. This key, I'm not too fond of it. it gets flat very quick, and you need to charge it on the wireless charging over here, which is a bit unnecessary. Also, I only found out a bit later that you need to charge it over there, and it didn't tell me that the key was flat until I put it on the charge. So I feel like you should get a warning before it like gets flat. Like maybe when you come in into the car should tell you, hey, your key's a bit chip up, you need to charge it. But anyway, the driving feels comfortable, it's relaxing, and it feels light and easy to pilot. The kilowatts and the Newton meters, the instant torque is crazy, so you don't get easily bullied on the road. The suspension, it has McPherson struts in the front, and it rides on air suspension, adaptive air suspension, which is on the firmer side. It's quite firm, and that's maybe because of the rims as well, adding to that firm driving. It's 22-inch, but yeah, it is a bit firm. The week before I drove this car, I drove the Audi Q8, and that also had adaptive air suspension, but it was not as firm as this, even in the most firm setting. And yeah, the car is firmly tuned, but I do understand that it has a lot of power, so keeping the power down on the road is important, and being safe, which is what Volvo is known for. Then furthermore, the exterior, it's a neat design. The rear is also neat. LED lights that have the sequence when you put it on. The boot space is very big. I like it. I'll put the measurements up on the screen. It's a 7-seater, and even when the rear seats is lifted up, there's still a lot of space. I was very surprised by that. You don't get the spare wheel, you only get the charging cable at the back in the boot, which is kind of understandable, but it would have been cool to get a spare wheel. Then on the inside, it has soft touch door closing, so you don't need to bang the doors. You can just pull it close and it will close softly. And these doors, the soft touch actually work very cool. Like I said, I had the Audi Q8 on the week before the Switch. Also had soft close doors, but you needed to give it a bit of a harder soft on the Audi. With this, it's a bit more, feels just a bit more premium. Then stepping onto the inside, very modern, minimalistic vibe. There's hardly any buttons, which can get frustrating, like changing the side mirrors or like opening the boot. You also have to go inside into the control panel, which can be a bit frustrating. Also putting the lights on or off, you can go there, but I do get it. Like, it's minimalistic. It's not about getting into the car, oh, and today I want my mirrors to be like this, put my seat down low and start cruising. Nah, you get into the car and your setting is the way it is. It makes things easier for you, and then you just drive like that. Once it's set, it's set. You don't why do you need all that buttons if you just drive in the car? And yeah, that's one of the other points that I wanted to make, is that Volvo have their customers. It's a very niche customer market. They have a strong fan base, and yeah, it's very attractive to families who just want a safe car and just want to get from A to B with no mess, no fuss. Not getting too much attention on the road like most of the other Germans get. It's very boisterous and very like out there, where the Volvo just gets things done safely. It will get you from A to B, and it's also luxurious and premium, very premium. It has sustainable materials on the inside. Like, these seats are built of sustainable materials. They feel very nice, and it's quality detailed in the stitching. It also has the Swedish badge on it. Yeah, it's very, very modern, and there's not a lot of clutter. I like it. Loads of attention to detail. It has a thin driver display screen, which displays a lot of things. You can also change it up to giving you a view of the built-in sat-nav. It gives you a view of the driver technology, so it will show you like what lane you're in and what cars are occupying the lanes and that, and that's very clear. It will also tell you how much range you have left. It's a very clear display. You also get a heads-up display, and then the multifunctional steering wheel feels nice in hand. Also with the sustainable leather wrapped with nice detailing on it. I don't like the silver bits here. It's very reflective in your eyes. I think it's ridiculous actually. Like, even when you're wearing sunglasses, it still shines in your face. I wish that it was just blacked out. The infotainment system screen is a 14.5-inch screen that's powered by Google. So there's Google Assist, and it works very quickly. It's one of the quickest that I've ever seen. It's powered by a Snapdragon chip, and that's maybe why. Heated seats on the front 2 seats, and there's also heated seats at the rear. There's no cooling seats. It has a heated steering wheel, automatic climate control. You can also control the air quality. It tells you quite a bit of things. There's a rear defroster, max defroster. There's also a rear air vent at the back for the guys at the back to control the air vent and the temperature themselves, as well as the seat heaters for the rear. Then the rear seats, it's very spacious. All 3 seats are capable of moving back and forward, and they can also all 3 slide up or down. The middle seat has this booster seat, so you can fold it up so that it gets a bit higher for a child to sit on there. There's a cup holder in the center. When you fold it down, the seats can slide back and forward for more leg room, and it can also recline a bit back for more comfortability. Easy access to the rear seats are in the 3rd row, which are electronically controlled. These buttons in the boot that you press it will pop up and go down. There's also buttons on the doors on the side for those. Massive panoramic sunroof, which doesn't have a blind to close it. It just has this UV protector, but it does let the sun in. I do like it, but there are people that maybe just want to be in the shade. I wish there was an option for covering. Yeah, the rear seats are decently spacious, especially when the seats, the 2nd row, is slid a bit to the front. There's cup holders at the back. There's a vanity light, as well as air vents. Isofix anchoring points, of course. And yeah, very nice interior. I like the seats. They're not very plush. They are like minimalistic, which does continue with the vibe. The Bowers & Wilkins sound system bangs. It's very loud, and in this in the system where you control it, it's very extensive. It will need a video on its own, but obviously you're not going to hear the sound if I play it through. Yeah, I think it's a 22 speaker sound system. Could be wrong, could be more, but there are speakers in the headrest as well. So it says Bowers & Wilkins on the side, both on the front headrest, and that also works with the driving aids. So when you're reversing and there's maybe something at the back of object, the beep will come out of this headrest, like indicating that it's behind you. And if it's in the front, it will come from the front speaker or the left or the right, which I think is very cool. Good detail, attention to detail on the inside. Yeah, very nice. On the road, the Volvo feels very composed, and it's quite a relaxing experience. It feels light and easy to maneuver, and I can understand why the air suspension is so firmly tuned, because 910 Newton meters is a lot. It's capable of launching from 0 to 100 in just 4.9 seconds, and that's very quick. It has all-wheel drive, so grip is always on point. The steering is also very accurate and very responsive, and you get good feedback from the 22-inch wheels.